What's going on, Legion Azrael here, like always. And I mean like always, whether it's, maybe the inconsistency between 21 Pilot reactions that I do or just any reaction lately it seems like that I can do. Yeah, so, words. So for anybody that's just here for the reaction, you can go ahead and skip ahead. For anybody else, I'll just try to spend 3 minutes less, hopefully. It's unfortunate what happens when you try to do videos and just everything else gets in the way. So on, I believe it was a Tuesday, we had a huge storm here. Now I live in Arizona, the part of Arizona I live in. Hello, autofocus, thank you. Why is that on? For the part of Arizona I live in, we get maybe 2 to 3 storms within a span of the 2 to 3 weeks. It's monsoon season here. Crazy storm happens. Shit goes crazy. The day after the storm, we had some crazy surges in my home. So I was like, "Oh my god, let's unplug not just the computer." It was crazy. Things were just like popping. Like I swear, when the storm that happened for me, the thunder was so loud and it felt like it was so low. It was over my apartment that the shockwave itself actually turned my power off and then turned it right back on. As soon as you hear the crack, it went vroom, vroom, and I was like, "Oh my god, let's end my stream. Let's turn the computer off. We're good." Next day, we get some random power surge in a hallway. And when the thunder hit, I heard my surge protector go clack, and I was like, Jesus. So and this all has something to do with 21 Pilots in a way, so yeah. And so the next night, I'm in the bathroom, using the bathroom. It's like 2 a.m., and I hear this little crack in a wall, and I'm like, oh god, everything's going to burn down. And all the power in my bathroom and my hallway turned off, which was great while you're using the bathroom. It wasn't just a zip up and go kind of situation. So I was like, oh my god. So I turned my computer off. I unplugged the power supply, unplugged my computer from the power supply, and then plugged the power supply back in because I have other stuff hooked up to it. Next day, for anybody that's maybe paid attention to this channel, for anybody that's maybe noticed, I usually make most of my videos on a Thursday. So that was a Wednesday night. I turn my computer on Thursday morning, except it doesn't turn on. Somehow, there was some kind of issue where my power supply on my computer and my modem for my internet burned out, was gone. And that was the day I was going to do the Fox Theater. I was going to do this video right now. That Thursday morning, I was going to wake up. Technically, it would have been like afternoon, like 2. But I was about to do it, and everything broke. And then I was off for 6 days. Couldn't get anything working. At the very least, I could have taken my computer or my hard drive out of my computer, put it in a backup computer, but I had no internet. So I'm sitting there like, how am I going to, what am I going to do? And, I really want to do these 21 Pilot stuff because I'm not always in the mood to do. What the fuck is that noise? Is that a car? I don't know. I'm not always in the mood to do 21 Pilots, and I was really looking forward to doing the Fox Theater thing and the sleeper and all that good stuff, and it was not working out, and I was just like, well, shit. I couldn't get anything up, and then 10 days later, 11 days later, here we are now. So, and the reason why I bring it up is because in the music community on this channel, people usually spend a good chunk of time between music reactions. It was 3 months before I ever I stopped doing 21 Pilot stuff. It was almost like 2 to 3 months, it felt like. Really long time. And for the Fourth Impact people, the Filipino community, I haven't done music for them in forever. But everybody stays subscribed, and it's really cool. And with the 6 day of no videos at all, we only lost maybe 13 people, which was really cool. So even when I'm not uploading anything, I'm so glad that we have a community at some point that either forgot they're subscribed to me. Thank you. Amnesias and all those other things of memory deprivations. And, thanks to anybody else that just said, hey, you know what? Something may be going on. No big deal. And you stayed anyways, and that's a cool thing. And so I appreciate anybody that's sticking around, hanging out, being a part of the Legion and all that good stuff. And so with that, after my rambles, let's get into it. Let's check it out. Let's see what it's all about. That background noise is killing me. It's just fucking killing me. Yeah, and let's get into it. All right, let's go. I really like the last one. I had a lot of fun watching it. I like how it was kind of being narrated. Somebody said it wasn't Josh, but Josh was the one talking over. That's a narrator. And that's pretty much what he was doing. Don't argue.
My people singing.
God, it must be so fun to just be them. Not a musician, but those musicians. God, it must be so fun. South and North Albany. I'm having a blank of where Albany is. Sorry. Anybody from Albany? Hands? Can we get some hands? My camera's doing a thing. I'm not liking this. Yeah, what the hell is that? I'll have to fix that.
I haven't shaved in a little bit. Can you tell?
No.
Really?
You kind of got like this perfectly covering here, then a little metal mustache.
Right in front of the mustache.
Yeah. Goes right over it. We got these hockey helmets here in Pittsburgh, PA.
Pittsburgh, PA.
The venue gave us these helmets because we're always
making out. We can't do that.
They don't want that anymore.
They're really close friends. That's really funny. The fact they went for it shows the kind of comfortable they are with all forms of things. I always thought that kind of gay humor was always funny in general too. I had a friend that used to go good game and slap other guy friends on the ass, and that was always kind of a funniness for me. Back to this instrument right now.
The mask of my disguise, and who I am today is worse than other times. You don't know what I've done. I'm wanted and on the run. I'm wanted and on the run. So
I hate the color red.
release me from the present.
I actually hate it.
All these questions, why I'm undenied. Did they try to suicide a session? Please use discretion when you're messing with the message man. These lyrics are for everyone.
Jesus.
If you understand.
That show, man.
No.
What's your favorite color? Kind of curious.
Yeah.
Which one do you like the least or hate?
No. Yeah.
About to go down. I think it's gonna start out as football. Football is what it is. A lot of pent up energy, just being in a bunk for 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Sweet tattoo, bro. I've never seen his tattoos before. I'm sure someone's gonna link me a Google picture or something. Dude, that mullet is sweet.
I need someone to go down, turn, catch it. I need someone to come around here for a little. You understand?
That full rotation in his arm. Oh, snap! Got an elbow or a headbutt. Oh, those little bikes are so cool. Barefoot? Oh, God, can you imagine your toe got stuck in that? Ugh. Those little bikes, man. Fucking so sick. Play football on those. That'd be fun.
Wow, Jenna.
Jenna would be? Anybody? Stagehand, wife, friend.
So who's down still? We were double checking us. So audio's up and running. Where's Daniel? Video's up and running, he said too. Daniel, generator's up and audio's up and running.
I don't know how loud it is for you. My audio's been messed up. start the show again or something. It's cool, man. Ain't no rappers in here. Oh, what? You flipped me off? I'm out. I'm a bitch. I'm leaving. Don't like me? I can't perform for you. Some performers, man. They got really loud for me. My audio is so broken, so if it's loud or low for you guys, just let me know. Was it too low in the beginning? Did I turn up too loud now? I would really appreciate the feedback. Why is my arm doing that? It's weird. It's like a movie. I'm talking during it. This damn ukulele, man. What's your favorite instrument? Because this one's my least as well.
You don't know my brain, the way you know my name, and you don't know my heart, the way you know my face. You don't know what I've done. I'm wanted and on the run. I'm wanted and on the run. So
it's the same shirt he was wearing during football.
release me from the present.
Gross, sweaty.
And all these questions why I'm in denial and they trying to suicidal session. Please use discussion when you're messing with the message, man. These lyrics aren't for everyone if you understand.
I may not like the instrument, but it's peaceful. It's like, I don't
You
know.
think it's up to sleep at a time like there's people around like this girl on the press, but I stay with the victim, but these are just scriptures, so this in 3 minutes, 3 words to a line, it's just poetry divided. I'm the kind of guy who takes every moment, he knows he can find it in music to use it, for others to use it. You're dead cause how could you sleep? Life is up here, but you come up below, and the comments will always become common motivations. Promote your show's next episode, so your brain knows to keep going, even though it's far from this moment. But you and I know it gets better when morning finally reaches it. Dead will lose it, remember the future, remember the morning is when that is dead. And no, 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 no.
What's the song? I don't know it.
Yeah, 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 yeah. No, 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 no. Yeah, release me from the present. I'm obsessing all these questions. Why I'm in denial? Then they try the suicidal session. Please use discretion when you're messing with the message, man. These lyrics aren't for everyone.
That was actually pretty cool.
Our friend Nobu, who's from Japan, told me that he named his son Tyler after me, which is obviously a huge honor. And Josh asked, well, why did you name him Josh? And kind of in broken English, he explained to us that Josh, translated into Japanese, kind of means assistant.
Which makes sense.
Like
That was
a
good.
personal Josh. Or, someday when you grow up, you could maybe be a Josh principal.
A Josh coach.
Josh coach.
A Josh director.
Yeah. A production Josh.
Oh.
The ukulele, I was not feeling it in the beginning, but I hate it every time I hear it in the beginning. But then after he starts playing for a while, I'm like, oh, that was actually pretty good. Because that little solo thing he was doing is actually really good. And I actually really liked it. Man, that was funny. The ending of that was pretty good. Somebody in the comment section said on the last sleeper, they said they weren't trying to be mean, but try not to talk. And I went, at all? And then he in the comment was, while they're talking. And I get what he's saying, because I kind of feel that way as well. I've watched reactors before I was doing reactions. And as someone with no real talent, I thought, you know what? There's a reason why I like watching other reactors. It's because I like doing the same thing they're doing. I've done the whole, hey, check this out on my phone. The new Epic Rap Battles of History is on. It's really cool. Like, watch this. This is the good one. This is Lance Armstrong versus Babe Ruth. It's a good one. And then they watch it and you're like, oh yeah, that was a funny part. I like that part too. Yeah. And you enjoy showing people things, which is why I do reactions. I enjoy checking stuff out that I like, and then hopefully there's somebody out there that likes it as well. we're in this very weird situation where it's like kind of like we're in a movie theater, kind of on my couch, except you're not on my couch. Where in a movie theater, you don't talk. You don't talk during the movie. On the couch, you can go, oh my God, did you fucking hell? And if you have a douchey friend, they go, shut up, I'm watching. But usually they're like, oh yeah, that was cool. And then they're polite about it. Or if you're two friends that are just do that stuff and it's a movie you've already seen, you just talk during the movie. We're in this weird part where, and there's some people that said that I didn't really talk during it. And so because some people were like, no, I think he didn't. And I know I feel the same way because like I've watched Tyrone Magnus way back in the day, the first reactor I ever saw, and sometimes he was like he starts talking in the middle of a trailer, and I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear your yip yap, just want to see the trailer. And that's another difference. There's a difference between a trailer that is about 2 minutes long, and then there's a 9-minute video that we're checking out. So there's this big, huge differences. You want me to not really talk during something, check out any of the other reactions I do that aren't music related. And even in some music stuff, I at the very least, I would comment about how much I like the way the instruments are going or how they harmonize, and I like that. But when we're talking about like 21 Pilots, they're talking about suicide, cutting, depression, and all the things that really affect people in the world. You can't expect me to, especially in the last video, there was, and any music that I do that's 21 Pilots, when they have a point, when they say something, I'm like, oh shit, I've seen someone like that, or I have an experience, or my life has been troubled, and here's how I can relate. And you can't really expect me to remember that 9 minutes later when I'm getting something to think about and something to say something to every 30 seconds during a top video. They're like, oh, self-harm. Oh, I got something for self-harm. Suicide in general. I got a conversation for suicide as well. I got this and that and the other thing and one of those and one of these and one of those. Oh, there's 8 points I want to make that I can easily talk 5 minutes plus, you guys know, about each subject. And I think it's easier to kind of just get a quick point out during the video than actually go in length and detail and ad nauseum at the end of the video. And I'm not going to remember it. So I think that when we're watching something like this, like The Sleeper, and we're kind of watching, like I kind of talked during the part where he's walking the snow between the buses, and I was like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, because it was like a very cinematic moment, and I really liked it, and I was kind of talking to her. But when he's doing his kind of a cappella kind of thing he was doing, or his acoustic, I should say, cover, in the beginning of it, I'm going to say something, because it's just him doing an acoustic cover, or whatever you want to call it. And it was just kind of blah. It didn't matter at the beginning. The beginning, it was just that stupid fucking ukulele and him singing. And he's a good singer, but it was nothing like, oh my God, let's hear this. So I said a few things I had to say there. And then he started really getting into the song, really singing it, and I stopped talking. So I think you're going to have to, for anybody, first of all, there is a link down below. So if there's anything that you missed, because I happened to just talk over what I believed was the least, not an unimportant moment, but the least important moment in the whole thing I was gathering. Whenever I talk, I try to talk during something that doesn't really seem like it's super necessary to hear. It's just them playing football. That's where I'm going to try to get my thoughts out. Right there. We're watching it. I'm watching it. I'm speaking. If something funny happens, I'm like, oh my God. Reaction. And that's it. But when they're talking about, at the very end of it, they're talking about a Josh assistant or a production Josh. I didn't talk through that. So I think there's always going to be talking. You gotta understand, I'm going to pick my moments that I find are the easiest and the quickest way to talk, and then that's going to be it. And if that's a problem, well, either you got to deal with it or you're going to find someone else to go watch, and that's just how it's going to be. So at the very least, thanks for hanging out. I hope you enjoyed your stay while you were here. For anybody else that kind of understands, hey, thanks for staying. As far as that, there was nothing really super crazy about this. The last one really had a lot of Josh talking and narrating. Somebody said he wasn't. When someone talks over a video, and kind of giving you the overall view of their trip. And that's what we're watching, kind of a little summary of their trip. That's kind of a narrator. There's no middle ground for what he was doing. Narrator. So having Josh talk and kind of describe what was going on through their travels, that was really cool in the last video. This video didn't have a whole lot of just higher talking. No one doing any kind of narrations. No one kind of doing any of that kind of stuff. It was mostly a visual and in the moment type stuff. Playing football, I mean, there's nothing profound to talk about there. It's football. They were having fun. It must suck to travel in a bus from state to state. That must be like one of the... I mean, unless you're really enjoying the adventure, but I'm sure for those bands like, say, Ozzy Osbourne and stuff, which now he just takes like planes. But... And he still... When he's in the States, when he's in America, he still does the bus thing, I believe. But I'm sure when you've been doing it as long as like AC/DC, Ozzy Osbourne, and all these other people, sometimes touring may seem kind of... I'm sure there's a lot of... Most of the time they're like, you know what? Yeah, my friends, bandmates... We're going to go put on an awesome show for people. But then there's those times where you're just like, man, it's just every 60 years of this stuff. Josh and Tyler, man, they haven't been doing a whole lot of this their whole lives. You know, they used to probably be in a van or something or a car. Now they're in a bus. I'm sure the bus is like, hell yeah, this is living it up compared to what it used to be. And they're probably really grateful that they have the opportunity to be in that cramped ass bus, because they've made it, and now they get to go perform for you guys live. So I'm sure for them, touring in a bus is really no problem. For everybody else, though, it probably kind of sucks because it's like they're tech people. They're the unsung heroes of the show. They make the show run. Josh and Tyler, they are the show, but they don't get it up and running. They show up and do their thing. It's the team around them, and they've, praised them before. It's the team around them that really makes everything kind of the gears and the springs. That's what a team does. And you always have to acknowledge the people that do the small job for you to appreciate the job that you're allowed to do. And I think they do that. I think they've been very grateful to not just the fans like you guys, but the people that help them perform their show, even if it's not on stage, but behind stage. And that is always something that you want to see in a performer. Somebody that acknowledges and accepts and praises the people around them that help them do what they do. And I believe wholeheartedly, and I'm pretty sure I've heard them even say on whatever award show it was they said it on, where they won some kind of whatever, they even said it. And so I'm sure for them, though, it really sucks to have to travel on a bus and then kind of do the crappy job that they do, because it's not a fun job. You gotta play football, man. You gotta do something. You gotta get your mind out there, and that's kind of fun. I very much liked seeing the part where they were like, "We're not allowed to kiss anymore," and then they actually went to kiss, and that was really funny. I really enjoy seeing their humor. It's always very subtle. Not always, but that was just a very quick moment. No build up, no real huge joke. We're not allowed to kiss. And then I did it kind of gross, but they went to kiss, and that was the funny. That was what made it great. And then the whole Josh thing and the guys, the friend's son, and all that. That was just a cool moment. That I'm so glad that whoever was recording that, whose idea, whether it was theirs or the person recording or whoever's, I'm really glad that whoever it was caught that moment, because that was a fun moment, and I'm glad we all get to see that. But I think right there, I'm going to end it. 20 minutes, kind of long. Yeah, I don't really have any. There's not a whole lot to say. There's really not. I just enjoy checking the stuff out. I always feel kind of weird when we get something like this from, like, say, something music group or whatever, and they're not doing music, so I don't have anything else to talk about as far as music goes. But we just kind of saw like a quasi art piece, behind the scenes, road trippy home video kind of thing that we just kind of saw. And there's really not a whole lot to talk about. It must be fun to travel. Like, what do you want me to say? I think I'm gonna end it right there. You got the reaction of me finding things funny and enjoying the video, and I think that's really it. I don't really think I have to end every 21 Pilots with something profound to say. And if so, I think I said all I could really say just a second ago. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. Again, thanks for all the people that kind of said, hey, 6 days with no videos, it's all good. It's all good. Thanks for hanging out, still being the sub, still hanging out, still being a part of the Legion. I do appreciate it. So with that being said, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. You like the video, like the content, you can always like, subscribe, or share. Remember, it's completely up to you. I do appreciate it, though. It does help me out in some way or another. And I'll see you on whatever video I'm doing next. Once again, my name is Azrael. And I'll see you on the Fox Theater video, which I'm going to make right now. Later. And that should come out either... This is probably coming out today that I'm recording it. Fox should come out either the next day or the day after. Probably the day after. Yeah. Later.